Closed, but Petroni's is open.
Nice.
All right.
Good evening, Melrosians the world over. I'm Tom Catalini.
I'm Jen LeClaire.
I'm Sam Himmer.
And I'm Tom Shampoo.
And this is Let's Talk Melrose. Melrose, a show where Melrosians talk to Melrosians about Melrose. And we have not one, but two Jens on the show tonight. I'm totally looking forward to this. The other Jen is, of course, Jen Manning, the new executive director of the Chamber of Commerce. So stay tuned. She's got breaking news being dropped right here on our show and lots of other information to share.
Yes, two Toms, two Jens. What?
Oh, only one.
Only one. There, you need only one, Sam.
Hey,
I don't know. Thanks. So I am not home, and this is not a fake background. This is beautiful downtown Melrose, live.
A live shot.
Look at that. Oh, the car's whizzing by. Perfect. 25 in the whole city.
I'm in front of Anna's and my favorite pizza, Petroni's. And so I'm lonely here, but if you want to come down, if anyone comes down, I will buy them a slice of pizza.
And get interviewed live on LTMM. Now's your chance. Nice. Stop by Parklet number 2, I guess. we should name them all.
Parklet West. That's Parklet West.
Parklet West, East. And you can jump on the show with Sam from the Parklet and join.
No pressure.
Join us live.
Say hello.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of no pressure, how about that?
Oh,
look at that blowout. I made the mistake of leaving the zip code last weekend and go move my daughter out of a school in Vermont. And I've never had a blowout quite like this, where the whole thing is all tore up on the side of Route 89.
Yeah.
And the AAA, that 9 times out of 10 has worked great over the last decades for me, let me down. But a good Samaritan stopped with just the right tool I needed, got me back on the road. And I got a new set of tires as a bonus this weekend. So that was good.
And a new friend. And a new friend, it sounds like.
And a new friend. That's right.
Yeah.
You mentioned it was really dramatic. Like, what was the most? I was worried about you and your safety. Oh, speaking of.
Hey.
Let's see.
Who is coming?
Who is that?
Hello. Live on the street. Here we go.
Look at that.
Live
Was that the walking club?
Yeah, we're live. Oh.
Yes. Make sure she signs the release.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love this already. This is amazing.
This is a whole new aspect of the show. My wife walking around.
Yes, right. Did you set that up, Tom Shamp?
I did not set that up.
It says in the notes that
there's a note here. I'm very curious about what's going on. With that.
Look at that. I have 2 surprises. One I didn't even mean to happen, which is my wife showing up at the right time. The other one was I was on. So there's we're talking Melrose business tonight. We have 8 new little shoppers in Melrose. I was on a community page and I saw this and I had to share this with people. Look at that little picture. Wow. Oh my God. So this is a quick little montage that I grabbed from the community page. Thank you to Joyce Wood for posting these pictures. There are 8 little baby swans swimming around El Pond now. I believe there are 8, she said. And so she's been snapping pictures of our swans and also the ones up in Wakefield. She lives in Wakefield now. She raised her family here in Melrose. Back then, she wanted me to tell people she was known as Joyce Lotze, but her name is Joyce Wood now. Thank you again for posting those fantastic pictures of the swans. Tom, you know what they call baby swans?
Our fans are calling them chickens.
What do they call the baby swan in the pond? I don't know.
Isn't it a cignette or something?
I was going to say a baby swan. But
baby swan. You can call them baby swan.
I thought this was a joke.
I thought it was a joke from you.
It's called a cignette.
Jen, do you know, Jen, do you know what kind of Dr. Pepper is?
Oh, I do. I should, because I just saw you. I saw this somewhere from you recently.
He's
what
a
kind?
Physician.
He's a physician.
All right, here we
Look
go.
at all our fans are saying I was right. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but whoa,
Oh, that's the parklet noise.
Those are our fans.
That might have been 26 miles an hour. 25, I'm going to guess, by the Doppler effect.
By the way, Karaji is already jealous. I see in the comments of our breaking news. But
yeah,
we've already said. So Karaji, show up with your notepad in the parklet with Sam right now.
Right.
Get over there, and you can.
All right, are we speaking of news? Are we moving on to the news? If that motorcycle ever finishes
what
going
is that
by?
motorcycle?
Okay. And now we are. Welcome to the news segment. Who's starting? I'll start. The mayor is spending the money. The budget is getting bigger and bigger in Melrose. It's up to $91 million, the biggest budget ever, as Mike Karaji reported. Of course, that happens every year, pretty much. It goes up by a few percentage points. What was new in this presentation was there's an interactive budget tool on the city's website, and you can look at. Can't really analyze a lot. It does have last year's budget, this year's budget, this year's fiscal year budget, the next one, and some year-to-date spend. So it's good, but it's not easy to slice and dice. But it's totally a step in the right direction.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I think we had some fun with this before the show. But you can actually compare budgets and see where things are increasing and where things are decreasing. So we should have an extracurricular tutorial on this budget tool because it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the data analytics team of LTMM was on another assignment this week, but we're going to send it down to the gang who helped us out with the voting study. And we'll get them on it. We've got some, a couple of kids from MIT and whatnot.
The interns, the
interns, the Fulbright scholars. We'll get the Fulbright scholars onto this.
What was the LTMM budget increase this year? How much was our increase?
I know.
Negative 500 again.
Any number multiplied times zero is zero. That's the math I learned in school. So the budget's gone up about $2.6 million and about $1.1 million additional to the school. And so I think it's a largely salary, is where it's going. It is kind of hard to tell, but that was the report. So we'll have more time to kind of study that and look at that. So I encourage people to go out and take a look. It's still not super easy, but it is better than the old school PDF files that you could do kind of nothing with. So
because you can kind of everybody has their kind of departments.
Right. For those of you watching on TV, just jot down that URL real quick. We are live on MMTV, the Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. So, Tom, what else has been going on in the news? Anything? What about this booze issue?
What's the booze news?
What's the booze news?
The booze news. So there was a vote.
Also, should be a regular segment.
Yeah, the city council voted to make a decision about this booth. There's been a number of meetings about this. I guess 6 or so weeks. They've had a number of meetings, 4 meetings, I guess, has been reported. Finally able to pass this with a vote of 8-3. Councilors Stewart, Tremontosi, and Jamaluddin voted no on that. This was to allow Mount Hood to sell beer around the golf course rather than just inside of the clubhouse. So now they have a golf cart that they can ride around the golf course and sell beer to golfers. There's also a license application, or at least a license discussion around having an opportunity to sell alcohol at the farmers market. And then I guess there's other undisclosed outdoor spaces and parks that are also eligible to sell alcohol in some future capacity in some way based on licensing and everything else. So that was the vote, I guess, and it's passed. And so I think many people are happy about that. I am for sure. I'm glad that we can expand the ability to have people feel comfortable with their alcohol sale around town.
Right. And just things happening. It took a while. It seemed like a rather Herculean effort. It was like 6 different meetings or something. I don't know.
I think like you have like a committee of the whole who sends it to the full committee, which is the same people without a recommendation. And then they get together and then they send it back to the committee
with questions.
For the study, and it's like
ad hoc
literally the same.
Yeah. It's the same people.
Anyway, that's the procedure. So it wasn't a clear slam dunk. Every step towards increasing booze capacity in Melrose, whatever the right term is, has been slow and deliberate. What I liked about this was it started out at Mount Hood, and there was a little bit of like, we need the revenue. It could generate $7,000 a year. I didn't think that was a super strong argument, but I did like the approach that the mayor took of, all park spaces. Let's just do if we're going to do a rule, let's do it more broadly. So it does open up for the farmers market and potentially other places if we're going to do some music venues or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm hoping people are getting
events.
creative with the outdoor spaces, which we should get on to. Oh, sorry, Tom.
I was just going to say, we have been talking about beer gardens here on LTMM for many months. And so I think our voice is finally being heard.
That must be. I don't know. I've got to find that in the budget. But that would require a private. That would require a private business to be able to come in and open something like that. I'm pretty sure. But they still need the licensing and the structure, the city ordinance structure to be welcoming and in place. So
and so that's one more stone in the path. One more stone in the path toward a beer garden. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all agree on that. Because I'm not sure. How are we doing on the Melrose is holding a youth vaccination clinic, and their mask ordinance has lifted for youth sports.
Yeah,
starting today. Yeah, so the big the big news, we talk about COVID every week, and the governor pretty much decided it's over as of May 29th. All restrictions, so like 10 weeks ahead of the original August 1 goal. I guess the numbers are so good in terms of vaccinations, and infection rate is like below 1%, I think, in the state. I know it's like 300 cases a day or something like that. But they're feeling so confident in that, they're opening up for Memorial Day weekend. And so like the mask ordinances are going away, like all the restrictions. We can talk to Jen Manning about this a little bit more to see what that's going to look like in Melrose. I found it quite abrupt. It's like clearly the right thing to do, but it's causing a lot of confusion at where people work and gather and hang out. And of course,
Michelle Carson.
Is this all like planned in advance, or is this just happening?
She just ran over here. I just ran over.
Right. Well,
everybody's
all back here, nowhere to go. So here we go.
Let's hear from Michelle. What are you working on these days? I know because you texted me. What's coming up? Yeah, what's coming up?
Melrose grad night.
Yes.
All right.
Do you need volunteers?
A couple of graduates happening this
year. The Sign Up Genius will be going out tomorrow on our Facebook page. Take a look for it. Year number 8. We were going to be COVID safe. Now who knows what COVID safe is now? I don't know. But it's happening June 4th, 11:15 to 5 a.m.
Oh my God. It is the party of the year. It's so much fun for the kids and the volunteers. It's a great Melrose tradition. You have been helping to keep our kids safe for 8 years. We so appreciate it. So sign up to help because it's really, really fun. And like John says, Sam owes you a slice of pizza. That was the deal.
I'm celiac. I'm no fun.
Yeah. I am, but there's still other germs that might be in there.
What's interesting about all this is the change of May 29th and all the rules being essentially dropped, and you have graduation, grad night. You've got a lot of things planned. Like there's still, like we're getting messages. So I have a senior graduating this year. We're getting messages from the school. They're still sort of registering attendance, limiting to 4 guests. Grad night, I imagine you guys must be opening up. I hope it's all good news and there's new possibilities, but it's a little bit of confusion. And then I'm not sure everybody's comfort level is in the same place. We do have only recently kids 12 to 15 are eligible for the vaccination. The grads are 18 and up, or at least 16 and up and able to be vaccinated. Right. So for Melrose is running a clinic, as Sam was just starting to tell us about this Friday from 1:30 to 3:30 in the middle school for kids ages actually 12 to 22, or anybody that works in the school system can run over there and get a vaccine. I think it's the Pfizer 2-step one, I think, if I remember correctly from what I read. So we still have to keep up the vaccination game, and it's unclear where all the protocols are going to go, but it's generally good and exciting news. So good luck to you, Michelle, and the gang who are running that whole event. It's just such a wonderful asset to the city, and I'm so glad that it continues with your effort. And we look forward to I don't know, like the sky's the limit now. Maybe there's some live reporting coming from LTMM on grad night.
Yeah, right. Because that's what the teenagers really want.
No, that's what the parents want to see what the teenagers are doing. Yeah. That's the.
If I could just be a slight downer just for a second, I just want to be mindful that not everybody is eligible for a vaccine or can get vaccinated. Yeah. So I didn't really, a friend of mine at the pickup mentioned that her friend had a son who was 14 who plays lacrosse. They don't wear masks. He contracted COVID. He was with her sister who was recovering or going through breast cancer treatment. And now they're worried that she was exposed to COVID. So just be mindful that even though we may be huggable, not everyone around us might be. Right. And so,
it's a confusing time. The change, in my view, is a little bit too abrupt. I think it's clearly the right thing, but it's causing confusion and I think some discomfort because it's a little bit, because it's like, you don't really need to wear the mask outside, but it's been sort of the cultural adaptation so that everybody feels comfortable. And now it's sort of being dropped, unceremoniously. And it's funny that this whole thing to me is ending as abruptly as it began, but it's not over. And there are still concerns out there. So a few weeks from now, maybe it all shakes out and it's all sort of, we figure out the new patterns. But right now it's a little bit confusing because I think all of the schools, the workplaces, and a lot of emails I'm getting are like trying to react to this news that came out unexpectedly.
Yeah. Agreed.
Well, I'm curious. So, how are these businesses going to handle it?
Yeah, exactly. We got to get on to Jen. We got to get on to our special guest.
We have a guest.
Can we bring
our
her
other
on?
special guest, Michelle? Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Look at the hugging happening in the background there. Bye, Michelle. Hello, Jennifer. We have Jennifer Manning, new executive director of the Melrose Chamber of Commerce, or as Tom Catalini likes to say,
the Chamber of Commerce.
That sounds a lot more exciting than it really is.
Sounds like such a great name.
It sounds like there should be like a bunch of like men in black top hats, like talking about banking.
Yes, sounds very serious. Yeah. Hey, Joy.
There she is.
So, hi guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming on the show. You're coming on a very, very exciting time.
Yes.
So, and we know, chamber membership is booming. LTMM. I think, don't we have to disclose this kinds of stuff now? When you listen to NPR and they say full disclosure, LTMM are official chamber members. And
happily welcome you to the chamber. We love that you're chamber members. So thank you. Absolutely.
So my first question is: after this interview, do you have the authority to remove us from the roles? I don't want to
revoke our membership. Yes.
I think it would take a lot because we need as many members as we can get. So it would take quite a bit for you guys to get kicked out. So
that's
I
feel better.
We will keep that in mind. You're going to regret that you said that.
We'll find the boundaries just to do our duty for those who follow. So. Jen, you've just started and it must be a whirlwind. And then all of a sudden these changes we were just talking about are taking place. So what's the business community and the chamber sort of faced with right now?
Yeah, as far as the governors, I sent out a piece about that yesterday just from his news conference. I was just as surprised as you were, Tom, you were just saying. But I think a lot of businesses are still going to require masks when you enter, and restaurants as well, unless you're eating. I don't think that's going to go away right away, even May 29th with that deadline. I mean, I think you'll have the choice. But a lot of people are, maybe not vaccinated right now, Sam, to your point. So again, your comfort level, whatever you're comfortable with. But we're just going to go with whatever each individual business and business owner feels that they should have in place. But
so I was talking to a guy who has like a brother-in-law or a cousin or something that's a manager of Trader Joe's, and they said like part of why they just kind of dropped it for them is that so the frontline staff doesn't have to argue with people about like, hey, you're not wearing a mask. So like at a lot of places that are that public facing, it's the frontline staff like to have to argue with people is it's an issue.
Right.
Well, yeah, and one of the news was saying, or the state was saying, like if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But like how it would be confusing. Like how would anybody know? Like I mean, it's like once you say that, like then everybody's just going to take off their masks. So
you got to trust people, Jen. You got to trust people.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Right.
So
go ahead, Tom.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the line of questioning because I know that there's a tidbit of breaking news coming. And so I don't know if we should keep asking questions and stumble upon it or if we should give Jen the opportunity. And then I just wanted to say, whenever it comes, Mike Karaji, could you please say, as first reported on LTMM in tomorrow's That would make my day.
Yeah. You guys are getting the first scoop. You're absolutely getting the first scoop.
Hold on. We need the sound effects.
Yeah, sound effects. The Summer Stroll and Victorian Fair are coming back in 2021.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're having the Summer Stroll on Friday, July 30th, and the fair will be back on Sunday, September 12th.
Wow, fantastic.
And we're going full fair, full stroll, ready to go. So it's going to be just like it was in 2019.
You know what? That could be this year's hashtag full stroll, baby.
Full stroll, strolling around. Yes, it's going to be great. And we're very excited. And I think we're ready. I think Melrose is ready. I think we really missed it last year. I know at the chamber we missed it. And I think we're ready, especially, with the new mandates or lifting all the restrictions. By then, we'll be in good position. So we're very excited.
So now
you heard it here first.
Yes.
Tell us the dates again.
Tell us
the dates again, please.
Yep. So Friday for the stroll is Friday, July 30th.
30th.
Oh,
that's correct. And Victorian Fair is September 12th.
I'm just about to create that.
Yeah.
See, put that thing up that this may or may not contain facts. Sorry.
So
those are facts.
I love the summer stroll. So let's just give a synopsis. And by chance, somebody doesn't know about that if they just moved to town. The summer stroll, we shut down Main Street. We have musicians up and down. We've got food. You tell us more about that, Jen.
Just basically what you said. I'm working with Tim Kachansky now on getting some great music lined up. So we have music performances kind of up and down Main Street. So no matter where you are on Main Street, you could hear a different musical act. So they rotate throughout the night. We have different, you'll hear different genres of music. It's so much fun, even onto Essex Street. So we moved it, I think it was the last stroll. We had it kind of in front of the City Hall area and Wooden Fire. We had performers down there. And just sort of walking freely, seeing friends and family and neighbors, and just a really relaxing, fun night. And fingers and toes are crossed for good weather, because you never know.
Down on Essex Street, the last time we had a summer stroll, there was a guy on piano playing like Billy Joel, like It's Still Rock and Roll to Me, or something like super cool and just kind of a different choice. And Wooden Fire, I think they were eating outside back there. It was just like, it's such a great event. It should be able to walk up and down, and so many different musical acts in Melrose and all that. Shout out to Tim Kachansky for setting all that up. It's fantastic.
Big time.
Yeah,
he's the
that's
best.
great.
And we just let him kind of go with it. And he knows a lot. He knows everybody.
Yeah.
So, and he tries to get, blues, rock and roll. We had Sam Chetkin, that teenage wonder. He's performed, you name it. We just kind of try to cover folk, anything you can think of is covered there. And again, it's fun. It's kind of throughout the whole evening. So you could be in front of Patroni's like Sam is and hear one type of music, and then you can go down to Essex Street and hear something Billy Joel cover. So it's just something that we're really proud to bring to the city, and I think everybody missed it, and I think we're ready.
So maybe we even bring it up a level this year, and we do a live TV broadcast from the summer stroll.
Chamber members,
yes,
and the Victorian Fair,
and the Victorian
Fair.
Victorian
Fair. Fair.
Yeah, we're going to get a few booths comped for the Victorian Fair, right? Ltmm.
Comped? Okay, we can talk.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. One for each of us.
The hair and makeup trailer, and then also the booth outside.
Right. There you go.
So the hair and makeup is 1. Data analytics is 2.
Marketing
is 3, and then we'll all squeeze into the 4th one with the
social media.
Social media.
Yes.
So speaking of us being members, tell us. So I know what is it? Tell everybody else who's missing out on all the fun. Like, what are some of the benefits of membership and
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I absolutely encourage people to check out our website, melrosechamber.org, and you can get some more information on benefits of membership. But if you're a newer business, we'll do a ribbon cutting, which is promoted on social media. You'll be in our newsletter, which reaches about 1,000 people, again, on social media. But, there's member-to-member discounts. There's all sorts of ways that we could promote your business. If you have something going on, I can put that out. Yeah, so absolutely. There's lots, and it's a good way to be a part of the community, I think, too, and giving back to Melrose. And so I'm all for it. So
okay, so who do we need to call out for new members? Who's new to town that you want to shout out to?
Oh my gosh!
The chamber wish list.
Join the party. If your name is called, you need to join the party here.
Yeah, so we have, they haven't opened quite yet, but Biddy and Bo's, everybody knows about this new coffee shop that's coming in. That is going to be such a great addition to downtown. I spoke with Marianne O'Donnell, who is the franchise owner for Melrose, and she's all set to join. They just haven't opened yet. So I'm really excited to be able to welcome them to the chamber soon. Of course, Cafe Nero. Everybody's talking about Cafe Nero. I spoke with the manager down there. They seem to be on board. And then Santa Fe Burrito, this really cool place that's going into the Cappuccino spot.
Ice cream martini bar burrito joint.
Window? Yeah, drive up, walk up window. I'm all for it. So those guys haven't opened. I'm probably like you guys, walking by, I'm looking in the window, seeing how far they've come along. So I'm waiting to hear what's going on down there, and I'd love to have them join us too. Lots of exciting things.
How do you feel the pace of bringing in new tenants for empty storefronts is going? Is it on track for you, or?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to do with that. The mayor's office and we're trying to kind of identify that for people, because when Hourglass left their spot, their brick and mortar, they're still online, but people wonder what's going in there. So I know that it's rented. I'm not sure what's going on in there. The SDM Foundation had moved, so that was another open front. That's been, they're getting smashed up pretty quickly. We all know about Caruso's. That I don't know if that's happening anytime soon. Joy Faye's Joy Yoga Studio, I believe that's been rented. Okay. It's a place to be, the whole zip code thing. I think that if you are a small business owner, we're looking into maybe having some pop-up shops. Hopefully that would work. In some of our empty storefronts, we're working on that. That would be, stay tuned on that one. Yeah. So things are happening.
How about pop-up arts and stuff? How about?
Yeah. It's just, if you have an empty storefront, Bean Sprout, Music 101 over down by Essex Street, right? That's been empty. Trying to think of what we can do just to kind of revitalize those spaces that have been dark.
I have 1,000 ideas for that.
So absolutely. Bring them on.
Let me ask you about the businesses that are there now and up and running. What about, like having dinner on the sidewalk and the kinds of things. So once we get into June and there aren't any regulations, are they going to be restricted from, having tables and chairs on the sidewalk? And, how long do the parklets stick around? Are there issues around some of that retracting? My fear is that it will go back, to where we were before. I'd like to see it keep going in this direction because it's just fun, when the weather's nice.
Absolutely. I'm all for that too. The parklets is sort of a city thing. We don't really have much to do with that in the chamber. But as far as I know, like Giacomo's wanted to sort of expand their footprint a little bit onto the sidewalk. I know that Joe Turner at Turner's and Rising Eagle was thinking about expanding his space a little bit too. But I don't think that's going to go away necessarily, because just to go back to the point of people being comfortable, some people are still not comfortable eating indoors. And I think that's going to last for a little bit, especially with the nice weather. If you have an outdoor, seating ability, able to go outside, Mexico Lindo, you're going to do it because
now that people kind of see what's possible too. We've just seen it in so many
and
other
you can
cities.
do it, and it's successful. Right? It works.
Here's the thing, Jens, that I'm worried about. It's like, in the pandemic, they, lifted the restrictions on like telemedicine and things like that. And then people like it. So my fear is they could revert. So I didn't know if tables and chairs and fire pits were always allowed on the sidewalk and we just now took advantage of it, or if that was some special provision in it and there's a chance it could retract, because I want to go and
I hope it doesn't retract. I think it's like when you give your kid a cell phone and you tell them it's like for emergency use. The minute you do that, you can't take it back. It's like that.
The cat's out of the bag on that one.
Right. We're not going back. There's no going back. Hopefully.
No, I agree. Let's hope so. I mean, I would encourage that too.
I mean, we have committees that keep sending notes to themselves back and forth. You never know. You really don't know where things are going to land until they land around here.
That is true. That is true.
Wow.
What about? Go ahead, Tom. Champ.
I was going to ask, what else is happening that we haven't asked you about? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, no, I love my new role. I hit the ground running. Lauren Grimmick is a close dear friend, and we talk, text, and email every day. So she's been helping me from the wings. So, that's always a nice thing to have, just that support there. But we worked really closely together for 3 years. Yeah. So I've been with the chamber. This is my 3rd year. So I kind of know the players. I know the ins and outs a little bit. This is just a different type of role for me, but I've loved it. I love being here, and it's a lot of fun. So, so as far as news, Farmers Market looks like it's going to open in about 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. They're a great chamber member. Kennedy's Ice Cream. They had that fire a little while ago. It's taken them a bit to get back on track, but we're going to do a grand opening, ribbon cutting, grand reopening, I should say, and ribbon cutting with them soon. So that's exciting too. Those are just 2 things I wanted to get out there, so if people weren't aware.
Yeah, that's great. No, keep us posted. We'd love to have you back as things progress.
I would love it.
We have to keep our finger on the pulse. We're not that.
We would love to, if you need anybody up on Chamber Chat coming up.
Chamber Chat.
We're available.
Chamber Chat is
but
back.
you can only pick like your favorite 2.
Looking like there's 4 people and 1 microphone. So Chamber Chat is back, right? It's a podcast.
All of a sudden, she's going to check with her people on this. Everything else was an easy, open commitment. Now we got to, let's just check the schedule. We'll get back to you on that. Sure, no problem.
I would love that. I've had some great folks on. I tell you, so Chamber Chat is a podcast, which is no longer a video sort of talk show. So it's been fun. I love it. I've met some really great people. If you want to check it out, it's on our Facebook page, Twitter, and in our newsletter. So I recently met the Toyer. Have you guys heard of the Toyery?
No.
I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a brand new business, right? So that's my latest. I haven't posted that one yet. But a young Melrose mom, Sarah Ltmm, shout out. So it's a toy lending library. My kids have. Yeah, so you go on their website and you check out available toys, and you can rent them, borrow them for a little bit of time, and kind of have refreshed toys for your kids, really for younger kids, kind of geared towards, but she really focuses on diversity and educational toys. Mm-hmm. So she was fascinating. So we had a great chamber chat with her. Raj Das from ED Photography. I think everybody knows Raj's work. He's all over the weekly news. That was a lot of fun. He was awesome. Kristen Thorpe of SDM Foundation. We all know Kristen. So got a little background of like what is SDM. So we found out about the gentleman that founded it years ago. And I also had Eric Zerlanka from Waggery on Main. That really cool. Wow. Yeah. So he's a small business owner. So I'm just trying to, support. I know, the Chamber Chat's been around for a little bit. Thanks, Kim. Chamber Chat's been around for a little bit, but I'm trying to bring people to the forefront that you may not have really had a chance to hear about their business and kind of focus on new businesses, small businesses.
Nice. And I like the podcast format, especially now that people are out moving around. And by the way, we also release this in an audio podcast format. I go on to iTunes, your favorite place to do that. And while you're waiting for it to download, please give us an unbiased 5-star review. And you can take us on the road wherever you're going as you're going out to visit Sam on the parklet.
Out to the parklet.
Yeah. That's right. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
All right, I think it's time to wrap it up. Jen, did you have Jen Leclerc?
No, I was going to ask Jen Manning if you remember how we end this with chamber dance move with our dance moves.
Bring it on.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. This was fun.
Thank you.
I want to see Sam dancing in the streets.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you around town.
See ya. Thanks.